Correspondence at kermodeandmayo.com. What else are we reviewing then?
New film out this week, which is Bones and All. Do you know anything about this? Have you followed any of this at all?
No.
Okay.
Tell me more.
So this is the new film by Luca Guadagnino, who, of course, made Call Me By Your Name and Suspiria, which I think you interviewed. Did you interview Tilda Swinton for Suspiria remake? You interviewed
Dakota Johnson.
Dakota Johnson, I beg your pardon. So this is adapted from a 2015...
I really didn't like that.
Well, you didn't like Suspiria. No, but have you seen the original Suspiria, which is half the length and twice as good? So this is from a cannibalistic coming-of-age novel by Camille D'Angelis. Taylor Russell is Maren, who is a young woman who lives with her dad. Her dad keeps her bedroom door locked. She's invited for a sleepover with school friends. She says, I can't go because my father won't let me. I said, well, sneak out the window. She goes. She sneaks out of the window. And when she's there, something terrible happens. Turns out it's happened before. The father says, grab your things, we're leaving town, we've got 20 minutes. They've clearly done this before. They relocate. They start again. And then he abandons her, leaving her with some money, her birth certificate, and a cassette tape in which he narrates the story of her life for her, because he said, I don't know how much of this you remember, but this is how you got here. How, as a child, he realized that she was dangerous, and he thought that maybe he could contain it, how they were abandoned by their mother, by her mother. Now she's alone in the world with this, knowledge that she is a dangerous person. And she rapidly finds out that she's actually not alone in the world, that there are others like her, others who can smell her presence, such as Mark Rylance, who plays a character called Sully, and Timothée Chalamet as Lee, who turns out to be her soulmate. Here's a clip.
What was it like?
A rush. You could feel every blood vessel like spider webbing through me. Felt like some kind of weird new superhero.
What about afterward? What'd you feel about it? What'd you think?
I don't remember after.
So what then happens is that they have, it's not really, it's a sort of soulmate friendship, but they are kind of, a couple on the run, on the move, because they both share this very dangerous side to their personality that turns out that actually is shared by a huge number of people. And the rest of the cast also includes Michael Stuhlbarg, Chloe Sevigny, David Gordon Green, director of the new Halloween movies and director of the forthcoming Exorcist movie, Jessica Harper, obviously which connects back to the horror that we were talking about before. The film is beautifully shot by Arseny Khachaturian. It has original music by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, uses needle drops from bands like Joy Division and Duran Duran because it's got it's set in the past. There's the weirdest use of Kiss's "Lick It Up" that I've ever seen. It's definitely not a song that I thought was going to be appearing in the film. It got a 10-minute standing ovation at Venice, but then again doesn't everything. I think away from the festival circuit, it's good, but it's not great. And I think this about a lot of Guadagnino's films. I mean, on one level, it's Twilight with cannibals. People have been so snotty and so snobby about Twilight, and critics have very much fallen in love with Bones and All. On one level, this is Twilight with cannibals. On another level, it's Claire Denis' Trouble Every Day, which is a film I'm very proud to say when Linda and I programmed the horror season at the NFT in 2004, we put that on because it's kind of, that is a film in which it has a similar thing about personal obsession and cannibalism and eating, which is, I think the tone was similar. What it isn't is Raw, the Julia Ducournau film, because it's nothing like as good as Raw. It does have a great atmosphere. I mean, you can smell the locations, and it has a real texture to it. I think, as with so much of when you said you didn't like Suspiria, one of the things you didn't like about it was that it felt very long. Well, Bones and All feels very long, and I think Guadagnino, that's something that he does, is he's not great at brevity. And I don't mean that just as a kind of crass, his films need to be shorter. What I mean is his films sometimes have an undisciplined and also, I think, almost self-consciously pleased with them feeling. So I liked a lot of Bones and All. I thought the performances were pretty solid. Mark Rylance as Sully, it's interesting because I know you're a Mark Rylance fan. It's a really, really creepy performance that he does, and I think that's a very fine performance, and I think that it has a texture and a stench to it that is powerful. But
Does the stench come from FIFA?
Yeah, because the Netflix documentary is showing on the same television.
If something smells, I'm assuming it's that.
Something smells rancid and dead and rotting. It must be FIFA. But it's strong on atmosphere, strong on performances. I don't think it's the masterpiece that people perhaps think it is. And I would say, if you really like this, check out Claire Denis' Trouble Every Day, and absolutely check out Julia Ducournau's Raw, which as a coming-of-age movie does more in less time.
Thanks very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as we enjoyed making it. While you're here, check out all the other videos because they're cool too, aren't they?
Yeah, and if you want to keep up to date with everything Kermode and Mayo's Take, then check out our social channels.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
I mean, I would. But I have done.
Excellent.